President Moise sends warm congratulations to Donald Trump on his electoral victory following his successful bid in the United States presidential election. President Moise assures that the formulation of the National Development Plan will not create political challenges for future governments. And the President reaffirms the government's commitment to assuming a leadership role in global environmental protection. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello and welcome to PSM News in English with me, Utma Mahmoud. Looking into the details, President Dr. Mohamed Moise sends warm congratulations to Donald Trump on his electoral victory following his successful bid in the United States presidential election. In his message, President Moise expressed his confidence that the Maldives and the United States will continue to build on their strong partnership, which is based on mutual respect, goodwill, and a shared commitment to global peace and prosperity. He emphasized that both nations share common goals and that he looks forward to strengthening cooperation between the two countries in addressing global challenges such as climate change, sustainable development, and international security. The 2024 U.S. presidential election held on November 5th saw Donald Trump secure the necessary electoral votes to win a second term, defeating his Democratic opponent. This victory marks Trump's political comeback after serving as the 45th President of the United States from 2017 to 2021. Despite facing significant challenges during his previous term, including 2 impeachment trials, Trump maintained a large base of support, culminating in his return to the White House. We return after Isha prayer. Stay tuned.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وبعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.
ಮಗುಮತಿಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮಂ ಹೆದಿಫಾವಾ ಕವಾದುತಕ ಸಮಾಲು ವೆಲವ್ವ ಫಿಹಾರತಕ ಮಿಸ್ಕಿತವ್ವಣ್ಣ ದೊರು ಬಂದುವಾಗುತ ಪಾಕು ನುಕುರವ್ವ ಉಳಂದೆಗ್ ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಕುರಾಯರು ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಕುರುಮುಗೆ ಕವಾದುತಕ ಸಮಾಲು ವೆಲವ್ವ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಲಿಮಿಟವುರೆ ಬಾರಣ್ಣುದುವ್ವ ದುವ್ವಾಯಿರು ಫೋನಾ ಹೆಡ್ಫೋನ್ ಫದ ತಕಿತಿ ಬೇಣು ನುಕುರವ್ವ ಮಗು ಹುರಸ್ಕುರ ಮೀಹುಣ್ಣ ಮಗು ಹುರಸ್ಕುರುಮ ಫುರುಸತು ದೆವ್ವ ಸ್ಯಾಕಲುಗ ಬೊಡೆತಿ ಎಚ್ಚಹಿ ನೂಫುಲ್ಲವ ಮಗುಮಚ್ಚಕಿ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ತಣೆ ಮಗುಮತೀಗ ಎಮ್ಮೆಂಗೆ ಸಲಾಮತ ರಕ್ಕಾತಿರಿಕಮ ವಿಸ್ನವ ಫರುದಿ ಜಿಮ್ಮಾ ಅದಾಕುರವ್ವ
Welcome back to PSM News in English. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz assures that the formulation of the National Development Plan will not create political challenges for future governments. He made this statement following the initiation of discussions on the 20-year National Development Plan. The President emphasized that the plan is being developed inclusively with input from all segments of society. He noted that political parties will be able to submit their views and contribute actively to the process. Highlighting the issue of policy shifts with each change of government, the President pointed out that such changes often lead to project delays and wasted time, ultimately harming the public. The President further clarified that the plan will not pose political obstacles for future administrations, allowing them ample scope to pursue their agendas. Nonetheless, he underscored that the primary aim of the plan is to guide the country's development for the people's benefit. Additionally, President Muiz announced plans to pursue constitutional changes alongside the implementation of the National Development Plan. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz reaffirms the government's commitment to assuming a leadership role in global environmental protection. He made this declaration during the opening ceremony of consultations for the formulation of the 20-year National Development Plan. In his address, the President emphasized that the future development of the nation is inextricably linked to its ability to address pressing environmental challenges. He stated that the government has set an ambitious target to achieve a minimum of 33% renewable energy by 2028, with the aim of significantly reducing oil consumption. Furthermore, he indicated that the forthcoming national budget will prioritize this objective. The President also highlighted the critical need for the Maldives to assume a prominent role in advocating for climate action on the international stage, particularly as the nation's long-term development master plan is being formulated. He confirmed his intention to attend COP29 to represent the country's interests and advocate for climate-related issues. Reiterating the fundamental role of environmental stewardship in sustainable development, the President acknowledged that while the Maldives is not a major emitter of greenhouse gases, the country has not received the level of support it rightfully deserves. He stressed that it is the government's policy to take a proactive leadership role in environmental matters and to seek the necessary assistance to support the nation's sustainable development goals. Additionally, the President shared that a special economic zone SEZ status has been granted to an investor who will generate 100 MW of solar power. He further announced that solar panels will be installed in all schools across the country by the end of next year to promote renewable energy use. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Mohammed Amin affirms the Airbus A330-200 wide-body aircraft will be brought to the Maldives and commence operations this year in accordance with the schedule. Bringing a wide-body aircraft to the Maldives and providing services from it is a pledge of President Dr. Mohammed Muiz. Speaking at a press conference held at the press office, Minister Amin revealed that efforts are being exerted during the past 3 months to fulfill this commitment of President Dr. Muiz. He assured that the wide-body aircraft will arrive at the Maldives before year-end. Furthermore, Minister Amin stated that once the aircraft commences operations, direct flights will be initiated to various destinations in China. Additionally, flights will also commence to European destinations as per the plan. The minister expressed confidence that the commencement of this flight will play a significant role in enhancing the tourism industry, benefit existing businesses, and create more investment and business opportunities. Minister of Higher Education, Labour and Skills Development, Dr. Maria Maria states that the Decent Work Country program launched by the International Labour Organization ILO in the Maldives will play a critical role in advancing the government's national employment policies. Speaking at the ceremony held to launch the program, Minister Maria emphasized that the ILO's program would significantly contribute to achieving the government's objectives in the labor sector. She noted that the program is closely aligned with the Maldives' ongoing efforts to improve working conditions and enhance employment opportunities across the nation. Minister Maria also pointed to the recent approval of 2 key pieces of legislation, the Industrial Relations Act and the Workplace Safety and Health Protection Act. She explained that these new laws would facilitate more meaningful dialogue between employer and employee organizations, creating a framework for both parties to voice their concerns and collaborate in addressing workplace challenges. The event was attended by ILO's country director for Bangladesh and the Maldives, who welcomed the introduction of the Decent Work program in the Maldives. He commended the country's recent inclusion in the Global Coalition for Social Justice, an initiative that he believes will further strengthen the Maldives' commitment to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. The ILO's Decent Work program is designed to strengthen labor markets at the national level, safeguard workers' rights, and foster improved relations between employers and employees. By providing a framework for addressing workplace challenges, the program aims to promote fair, inclusive, and sustainable employment practices across the Maldives. Minister of Education Dr. Ismail Shafiu states that the new building for Dharmavanta School, developed during the previous administration, was constructed without a hole due to inadequate project planning. Responding to questions from parliamentarians, Dr. Shafiu explained that while construction of the new school building began in December 2020, no actions were taken over the subsequent 3 years to include a hole. The previous administration had intended to build a hall on a neighboring plot originally designated for a prison in Male City. The minister noted that the site of the new building had ample space to accommodate both a hall and a playground if the project had been properly planned. The Dharmavanta School was originally established on land allocated to Majidia School, aiming to elevate the challenges of operating under a single management due to Majidia's growing student population. However, due to the deteriorating condition of the original building, a temporary facility was set up next to Velanage in 2016. A new permanent building was later completed with classes beginning on 6 August for the new academic year. The new facility includes 41 classrooms. Minister of Education Dr. Ismail Shafii reveals that $18.6 million remain in outstanding payments to contractors for school developmental works initiated by the previous administration. The minister noted that when the current administration assumed office, there were several outstanding payments to contractors involved in education sector and works pertaining to the development of schools. In response to questions from parliamentarians, Minister Dr. Shafii stressed that the most difficult challenge he encountered after assuming his role as the minister was the amount of pending bills owed to several companies. As such, the minister stated that over $18 million remained in outstanding payments to contractors. Furthermore, Minister Dr. Shafii clarified that only $2.4 million remain in outstanding payments from the works and projects initiated by the current administration. He stated that several delays have occurred due to the neglect of securing sufficient funds for the projects as well. On this stance, the minister reaffirmed the government's commitment to repay the outstanding amounts, identify projects required to be initiated, and enter agreements with new contractors for the projects. Maldives Marketing and Public Relations Corporation (MMPRC) has started to showcase the Maldives at the World Travel Market (WTM) in London. The WTM, being held from November 5th to 7th, is one of the most influential travel and tourism events worldwide. A total of 217 representatives of the Maldives are partaking in the prestigious event, including the Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal and Managing Director of MMPRC Ibrahim Shuri. This year at the WTM, the Maldives will be advertised at a single decor stand with an area of 650 square meters. The stand features 75 co-exhibitor counters, 55 B2B meeting tables, and 3 industry meeting areas. With this, MMPRC is engaging with well-renowned travel trade professionals from UK and around the world by holding one-on-one meetings, providing the latest updates on tourism and related products. It is also facilitating a platform in which stakeholders can promote individual properties. UK is among the top 5 tourist arrival markets with 125,016 tourists visiting the Maldives as of September 30th. This contributes to 8.5% of the total tourist arrivals. MMPRC stated that its participation at the event primarily aims to enhance relations with key operators and media outlets in the UK, promote the Maldives tourism industry, and increasing the number of tourist arrivals to the Maldives sustainably. Apple is said to be the first company fined under new EU rules aimed at reining in the power of big tech. That's according to sources with direct knowledge of the matter on Tuesday. EU regulators charged in June that the iPhone maker had breached the bloc's tech rules. The charge against Apple was the first under the EU's Digital Markets Act, or DMA, which came into force earlier this year. Bloomberg reported on Tuesday that Apple was found to have failed to allow app developers to steer users to cheaper deals and offers outside of the App Store. The Reuters sources say that the fine is likely to come this month, although the timing could still change. DMA violations could result in a fine of as much as 10% of a company's global annual turnover. Apple declined to comment, while the European Commission did not immediately respond to a Reuters request for comment. The new penalty comes just months after Brussels fined Apple over $2 billion for thwarting competition from music streaming rivals via App Store restrictions. Apple also lost a long-running court battle with the EU in September. That resulted in the company being forced to pay over $14 billion in back taxes to Ireland. Donald Trump was elected president, capping a remarkable comeback 4 years after he was voted out of the White House and ushering in a new American leadership likely to test democratic institutions at home and relations abroad. Trump, 78 years old, recaptured the White House on Wednesday by securing more than the 270 Electoral College votes needed to win the presidency, Edison Research projected, following a campaign of dark rhetoric that deepened the polarization in the country. The former president's victory in the swing state of Wisconsin pushed him over the threshold. As of 10:45 GMT, Trump had won 279 electoral votes to Harris' 223, with several states yet to be counted. He also led Harris by about 5 million votes in the popular count. Trump said early on Wednesday to a roaring crowd of supporters that America has given them an unprecedented and powerful mandate.
America has given us an unprecedented and powerful mandate. We have taken back control of the Senate. Wow, that's good. And the Senate races in Montana, Nevada, Texas, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin, the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, were all won by the MAGA movement. They helped so much.
Trump's political career had appeared to be over after his false claims of election fraud led a mob of supporters to storm the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021, in a failed bid to overturn his 2020 defeat. But he swept away challenges inside his Republican Party and then beat Democratic candidate Kamala Harris by capitalizing on voter concerns about high prices and what Trump claimed without evidence was a rise in crime due to illegal immigration. Harris did not speak to supporters who had gathered at her alma mater, Howard University. Republicans won a U.S. Senate majority, but neither party appeared to have an edge in the fight for control of the House of Representatives, where Republicans currently hold a narrow majority. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says Odegaard might play a role against Inter, as he also recalls time at club with recently resigned sporting director Edu. Arsenal midfielder Declan Rice will miss the Champions League match at Inter Milan through injury, coach Mikel Arteta said on Tuesday, while the North London side hope Martin Odegaard can return to action after 2 months on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, the positive news, Martin, great to have him back. Obviously, he's trained with us for the first time. A full session today. He felt good. It's a bit earlier than we expected, but he wanted to be with the team. So we'll decide tomorrow whether to use him or not, but at least it's a big step that he's traveled with us and he's part of the team. And Declan, unfortunately, he picked an injury during the match against Newcastle. He was able to finish the game, but he wasn't feeling good in the last few days, so we'll have to assess him on Thursday and understand whether he's going to be fit or not for the weekend.
Rice did not travel to Milan after picking up an injury during Arsenal's 1-0 defeat to Newcastle United at the weekend, and the England international will undergo further tests to determine his fitness for Sunday's game at Chelsea. Meanwhile, Arteta will wait to see if skipper Odegaard can play at San Siro on Wednesday after recovering from an ankle injury suffered in September on international duty with Norway. Both Arsenal and Inter have seen points after 3 Champions League games. Arteta's side will look to restore morale after a 3-game winless streak in the Premier League in what will be the team's first game after the departure of sporting director Edu. The former Arsenal midfielder rejoined the North London outfit as technical director in 2019, before being promoted to sporting director in 2022. Edu was instrumental in the appointment of coach Mikel Arteta in 2019 and the team's revival with signings such as captain Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus, Kai Havertz and Declan Rice. At a drone testing field in southwestern Taiwan, university students watched anxiously as unmanned aerial vehicles they designed take off, land, and occasionally crash in a simulated battlefield scenario. They are taking part in a competition that is helping Taiwan's efforts to boost domestic drone production. With Beijing sustaining military pressure on the island, Taipei is ramping up investment in unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs, as it seeks to bolster a more agile defense against a potential Chinese attack. Both Ukraine and Russia have used UAVs extensively throughout their conflict for surveillance and striking targets deep behind front lines. The UAVs flying in the National Defense Application UAV Challenge could potentially be adopted by drone companies and procured by the government. China claims Taiwan as part of its territory and has refused to renounce the use of force to bring it under its control. Now in its second year, the competition was held over 2 days last month at the Asia UAV AI Innovation Application R&D Center in Chiayi Country. 20 teams from across Taiwan gathered to put their drones to the test. The field will be whittled down to a short list this month on the challenge before the winner is declared next year. Multi-rotor and fixed-wing drones were required to fly autonomously to a height of at least 60 meters, take images of a remote target, and return to base within 10 minutes. To make the scenario more realistic and difficult, organizers this year used a jammer to disrupt satellite signals to the UAVs, making it harder for them to stay airborne. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant day ahead. Bye-bye.
ಹಫ್ತಾಯ ನಿಮಿಗೆನ್ ದಾಯರು ಎಕಿ ದಾಯರಾತಕು ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಮಶ್ರಹುಗಾವೆಸ್ ಎತಕ್ ಕಮೆ ಹಿಂಗಾಗೆಂದೆ
ಮಿತನ್ ದಿವಲಪ್ಪೆಗೆನ್ ದಾಣಿ ಗೆದೊರುಗೆ ಮನ್ಸಿದಕ ವಜೀಫಾಗೆ ಮನ್ಸಿದಕ ವೆಗೆನ್
ಕಾನೂನುಗ ಪುಣಾಗೊತ್ತುಂ ಬಿಯ್ಯ ಮಿಹಾರ್ ತಿಬ್ಬೆವಿ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರುನ್ನ